Hi guys, welcome to Adulting 101, College Edition podcast series, where I'll be dishing out the true reality behind living on your own in college. I'm your host, Alyssa Bettamarco. This podcast will discuss important lifestyle tips in order to have an easier transition into adulthood as a college student. Adulting starts now. Let's just jump right into it. For today's episode, we will talk about something that I'm sure is on everyone's mind when moving into the adult world: money, and how exactly do we get it. First, I'll talk to you guys about the laundry list of expenses that comes with living on your own. And then we'll talk about finding jobs that fit around your busy schedules and tips and tricks I've come across that help me save money. Hopefully this episode will help you guys out a ton, and maybe after recording this, I'll take my own advice and stop ordering takeout every night of the week. When it comes down to it, moving off of campus and into your own place has a lot of positive effects. It makes us more responsible, it's more of a fun experience, and it gives us privacy and a real feeling of being an adult. But it definitely comes with a few downsides, a major one being managing expenses. Although compared to living in the dorms, living in a house is a couple $1,000s cheaper, it doesn't always feel like it. There are monthly bills to be paid, including all utilities and rent. There's also landscaping fees, cleaning fees, and gas or transportation fees in order to get to and from place to place. Journalist Jennifer Haddock from Sapling.com says the first and most important step to being able to pay your bills in college is assessing your personal finance situation. She recommends sitting down and making a list of all bills you have to pay each month, including the amount, and then tally the totals to determine how much money you need to come up with each month to keep from falling behind on your payments. This will not only tell you an exact amount you need to have each month, but it also allows you to see how much you have left over to spend on yourself, or how much portion of the paycheck you have to put aside in order to make ends meet. Another big factor that comes along with living on your own is paying for groceries and toiletries. Although I'll go more into depth on this topic next week, it's important for you guys to understand that a week's worth of groceries can end up amounting to a lot more than you expect. And if you plan on eating healthy, good luck, because fresh produce lasts less than a week, so you may find yourself buying groceries at least 2 times a week. And that's why I find myself eating Easy Mac most nights instead of a fresh chopped salad and vegetables. All jokes aside, groceries can become expensive, but next week we will talk more in depth about them and what I do in order to save money and be able to afford buying groceries every week for myself. Our second topic today will be about finding a job. Personally, I knew I needed to find a job immediately in order to pay for groceries and my utilities. I couldn't rely on my parents to pay for all my expenses. That would be ridiculous, so a job was my only option. I, as I'm sure many of you are taking 6 classes this semester, and that's a full schedule. It's not that easy to be able to squeeze a job into a schedule that's so jam-packed, but I found the Monmouth Hawks career link to be very helpful. It's a link to finding both on and off-campus jobs. There are a ton of options for people to choose from. On-campus jobs are very beneficial too, especially for someone with such a busy schedule. On-campus jobs are obviously held on campus, so it's easy for me to just leave class and head to work, and then I can go to and from class to work to class, because it's all on the same campus. On-campus jobs are good to have because they're also really flexible. They understand that we are students first, so if you ever can't make it in or need to leave early, they won't fire you. AffordableCollegesOnline.org gives out 5 helpful steps to finding a part-time job while in college. First step is to go in person. Asking about jobs in person is a better step up rather than only applying online. 2 is to be prepared. Have some research about the job and its qualifications done prior to applying or going to the interview. It makes yourself seem knowledgeable. Third is to customize. When going for an interview, you should have a customized cover letter handy to show them you really want to work for them. Even if you don't, just pretend you do. Fourth is to follow up. Sending a thank you note or email is a good way to grab the employer's attention and make them remember you. Let them know you're still interested. And 5 is to keep applying. Looking for jobs takes time. Applying continuously for many jobs, even if they don't seem immediately appealing, increases your chances of getting a job. I'd like to introduce my guest speaker, Natalia Matisse, who lives off campus and just recently found herself a job. So tell me, how is the process of finding a job?
Since I was looking for an on-campus job, our school has a really good website that I use. It was really easy to apply to every on-campus job at the same time, and it even has a resume builder that I used. I applied to a lot of them, and I was able to see which one had the best hours that would work for me.
Do you think having a job fits easily into your schedule? Has it been flexible to your needs?
Yes, I have breaks between my classes where I'm able to work during the week. My job is also flexible and will allow me to come in whenever it's convenient if I have other things going on.
Are there any tips you can give us on making the time to get a job and saving the money you make from it?
I think it's easy to make time for an on campus job or one that's close to school if you plan your classes well. I think it helps to try to leave days free when making your class schedule so you know you have room to work. Long breaks in between classes are also good to get a couple of hours of work in. To save money, I try not to eat out as often, but sometimes it's hard to.
And how have your monthly payments living off campus been? Do you think moving on your own is worth all of this money?
Monthly payments have been stressful, but so far they are manageable. It has definitely become more important to me to budget my money, knowing the bills and rent that I have to pay every month. It's definitely a big responsibility to take on, but it's fun getting to live with friends in a house and getting a start to being an adult.
Perfect. Thank you, Natalia, for your time. That'll wrap up our podcast for today. I hope this was helpful and gives you guys a better idea of what it's like living on your own and how important it is to be saving as much money as you can. I would love to hear any questions or comments or feedback that you guys may have, so comment down below and let me know what you're thinking. Keep an eye out for next week's podcast for more of an in-depth conversation about how to save money and how to shop smart with another guest speaker, expert vegan Nicole Deschamps.